No, waiting for radio.
Good afternoon from Marcus Haynes Court at CF Gales Fieldhouse on the campus of Langston University. We're here at Langston, Oklahoma for Langston Women's Basketball, sponsored by LU Athletics, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Blue Sky Bank, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. It's the John Brown Golden Eagles versus the NAIA ranked number 20th Langston Lady Lions. Maurice Prince here along with the host of The Morning Rush, our play-by-play savant in his own right. Jay Swick is in the building this afternoon. Jay, an exciting game we're getting ready for today, man.
Man, I'm so excited. Words can't express my excitement. I'm trying to temper my energy today. I'm very excited. Anytime we get an opportunity to broadcast the Langston Lions, the Langston Lady Lions, here at CF Gales Fieldhouse, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun, a lot of talent on the floor. There's work to be done. They're motivated and ready to get this thing going.
There might not be a team hotter in the nation than the Langston Lady Lions, winners of 15 straight contests. And no matter the adversity they have faced, they have risen to the occasion. They're 23-2 overall, 17-2 in conference, and undefeated at home, 9-0. Now, due to the winter storm that hit Oklahoma a couple weeks ago, they've had to play basically 5 games now in 9 days. That's like NBA stuff. Now, the Langston Lions have been able to grind out some wins. The defense is elite, but the combination of 4 players in these last 4 games have averaged a double-double. I'm talking about Alyssa Palmer, Curry, both averaging about 10. Then you throw in the Hunter herself, who's been averaging about 13 in these last 4 games. And then, of course, Janiyah Tucker, averaging about 14. They beat MACU, they beat USAO here at home. Then they went on the road, took on Wayland, and then they beat the College of the Ozarks in overtime, and that one was a barn burner, Swick.
Yeah, and you mentioned the wins over MACU and USAO. Those were revenge games. Those were the only 2 teams that have beaten these Langston Lady Lions, and they have avenged those losses.
They got their lick back.
Absolutely, but to be on a 15-game winning streak, I was talking with Coach Vincent about that, and I asked about complacency, because when you win 15 in a row, you start to really feel yourself, and you really start to understand, hey, we're pretty good. Now, I think that last game against the Ozarks really was a wake-up call. Now, that was a game that they ended up winning in overtime, all right? Give credit to Ariana Hunter for making the winning basket in overtime. Also, Jefferson to hit the three-pointer to get them to overtime. And I think that was a lesson that they learned without having to deal with the repercussions of a loss.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And just for a minute here, let's listen to Coach Chris Vincent. Talk to him just a little bit earlier. Here's his thoughts about it. And also, I had to ask him about being, as the national media keeps coining it, Langston has broken through into the top 25, which I think is the funniest thing. Here's his thoughts about that. Pre-game talking with women's head basketball coach Chris Vincent. Coach, it has been quite a gauntlet since your last game last Saturday. I don't even know the amount of miles that you have driven this week to complete this road trip. But, Coach, your team was able to survive. You have extended the winning streak now to 15 games. What has been key and what has led your team to so much success being able to make up for that Wayland Baptist game that was missed due to the storm?
Yeah, it's been a heck of a 9 days for today. I just think us as a staff really preaching that, winning the day is so important. And I know it got tiresome for them to hear that throughout the entire preseason and first semester, but it was these type of days where, you got to instill that mentality at some point. And I think going through this stretch and having some close games, some big ones on the road, a lot of travel, getting back, multiple times at 3 a.m. in the morning, it's been a lot for them, but just to be able to mentally be focused, take care of your bodies and just be able to turn the page is been such an important thing, but it gets you ready for this postseason run.
Any concern about legs coming into today's game?
Of playing as many players, thankfully we have a very good depth in the backcourt, front court. We didn't have full roster against Ozarks, missing three starters in that whole second half. But tribute to our training staff. They've done a really good job of being able to, support them whenever they're needed, almost to a 24/7 basis. So in terms of that, there's been a lot of miles on their legs, but they've helped each other out in a lot of ways.
What a difference a week makes, Coach. You finally broke into the top 25 the way the national media has phrased it. People seem to forget that you were already in the top 10 earlier this year.
Yeah, I think it's good for the players to get recognized. It's you can control what you can control in the coaches poll. It's just take it a game at a time. What your end goal is not essentially a poll, but I do feel they deserve that national recognition. At 23-2 now, they've worked so hard to get to this point. Collectively being all new with each other, and it hasn't been easy to get to this point of the season. So in order for them to get back into that and just to see what the hard work has paid off, I was happy to see.
Today you have a challenge. Two of the best scorers in the Sooner Athletic Conference you're taking on today in John Brown University, and Sarah Snodgrass is one of them. You've seen teams like this before. You've played them earlier before this year. What's your thoughts about this rematch today?
Yeah, they're a very, very well-disciplined team. They'll give you different looks defensively. Obviously, between Ferguson and Snodgrass, those are two, very talented players. Play really hard, play within their system. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. She's done a really good job with the group that she has. Not a very old group, but still trying to get the best out of those young players, and they've done a very good job this year. So we just got to stay disciplined today and just stick to what we do, and we got a good game plan, I think, and moving forward.
One of the things that's going to be pretty relevant to them today is that if the playoffs started today or the postseason tournament, they would be in, but they're on that bubble. They really need this game. I kind of would think that they would come out with a little bit extra firepower, trying to take advantage of what they may perceive as a situation of Langston being tired today.
Yeah, it's a point of the year when you're going to get everybody's best shot, no matter what the opponent is. We know we're going to get everybody's best shot. But essentially, these teams that are trying to get a seeding for the conference tournament, I would say really 6 through 10, those teams have really given some of these top teams in the conference some runs. So there's a lot of good parity, I would say, amongst those groups. So there's really no days off. So we got to be ready to go today.
Finally, Coach, what is something you want your team to get better at today?
I thought our defensive pressure has not been to where it has been, I would say maybe a month ago. I don't want to say that's due to the amount of games in a short period of time. I think that's us just getting back to a certain grit, right, and a tenaciousness that we have, and seeing how that's really part of our identity. That really makes us go. We had led the nation in defense, points per game, up until about last week, and I just thought, we've been just a little bit lax on that defensive end in terms of pressure. Still turning it over about the same amount of times, but not converting like we were in transition. So getting those extra points and really turning it up a notch on that end of the floor is something I want to see today.
Okay, the words of course, Chris Vincent Swick. There was a lot that he said there, and I'm going to give you a chance to get a natural response here to a lot of what he said. And I apologize there, of course, for a little audio. Is one of those things. One mic's working, the other one died out, and you're like, oh, it showed it was working, but there it was. But you heard him.
Well, and it happened to me the last time where my mic was not turned on properly, but Chris Vincent's was. So, sometimes like that, things happen. It's live radio, live streaming. But we make the best of it. You did hear what he had to say. They've got one of the highest RPIs in NAIA, one of the top defenses in the nation. They haven't lost since December 4th. And honestly, it amuses me to see them be ranked in the top 10,
Right.
lose December 4th, and all of a sudden, take them out of the top 25
altogether.
And here we are in middle February, and they're just now getting back into the top 25 at number 20th. They've avenged the 2 losses that they've had. And guess what? Chris Benson wouldn't have it any other way.
No, he wouldn't. But at the same point in time, the regional bias that has gone down, and it gets nauseous. I know for those who follow us on this broadcast a lot, we talk about it, but the regional bias is a real thing. When you start looking at the teams that were in the top 25, and I understand it's a coach's poll, at the end of the day, it's not going to determine whether they cut down the nets, whether they're going to make the national tournament. It's just a factor in it. But the national opinion about you does matter. But the regional bias that was being given to the northern states early on, those are the ones that really set this world on fire. For me, for you to still be in the top 25 up until December and then get knocked off, like you said, Swig, and then not make it back after assuming and putting together a 10-game winning streak, you're still not good enough. But what bothered me was that on the national media website that said they finally broken through. Finally broken through? Had you forgotten that they were already ranked 10th? And that's the problem, because that's the case. Now, Chris Venton, you said he wouldn't have it any other way because he wants you to overlook his team. He wants you to believe that you are that's the type of person that you are or team that you are, and then turn around and just snatch your heart right out of your chest.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the rankings, and I think the casual fans, which most of everybody looks at that, and it's like, okay, they've only got 2 losses. They're 23-2, but they're ranked 20th. There's got to be something wrong that we don't know about, and that's fine.
Right.
And that's okay. It's not about where you're ranked now. It's where you're going to be ranked at the end of the season. Now, they're in a good spot right now where if USAO wins over Nelson today, and if the LU Lady Lions win today, worst case scenario, it's a share of the conference title. But they want more. They want more. And they're going to have to continue to win outright. But it's all in front of them. It's in their control. They've just got to go execute their game plan and do what they do.
Now, the Lions faced the John Brown Golden Eagles today. They got back in the win column following a 10-point win over Central Christian at home, 76-66. Now, they improved to 10-15 overall, 8-11 in conference play. Now, entering today, they find themselves needing to get that big road victory that we just alluded to. The top 8 teams go to the Sooner Athletic postseason tournament. They are in spot number 7 with a game lead over Texas Wesleyan, who's in the 8th spot, and Southwest Christian, 2 games, who are in the 9th spot. So with 3 games left in the regular season, they really want to secure your footing. You don't want to lose today and find yourself forced to have to win a game during the last week of the regular season. So I expect them to come in today with a playoff mentality, and they've got the firepower to do it. Sarah Snodgrass for this team averages, she's number 15 in the SAC in terms of total scoring, dropping about number 1 in the SAC, averaging about 21.6 points per game. And Ferguson, 13.9. Yeah. And so you've got a team that has the ability to do it. But the one thing I have to say for John Brown is they had them when they took Langston on earlier this year. It wasn't enough. And if Langston doesn't come in today, you talk to Chris Vincent about his team maybe being a little weary today. That's got to be the best advantage that John Brown has in coming today.
Well, and there's a sign in the LU ladies locker room that says win the day. And, yeah, they've been on a heck of a schedule, a lot of traveling, a lot of games in somewhat of a short period of time. But you've got to take advantage of the task at hand and just win the day and keep it simple like that. Now, you mentioned John Brown University. I think that victory that they just had over Central Christian was really big for their team. And you talked about their 7th spot. They're fighting to move up and get where they're at to give themselves a chance. Sarah Snodgrass, you mentioned she's the leading scorer. There's no question she had 19 and 19 in that game. 19 boards, 19 points. You realize you've got to stop her, and then Kaylin Ferguson with 13 and 8. I mean, those 2 players can really, if they get hot, both of them, they're going to be, that's a tough stop to do. Now, this Lady Lion defense, I think, is so underrated. and I really don't want to talk about it because I don't want the secret to be out. But I think you've got enough LU fans that are watching our broadcast, and we've got to tell them and educate. Listen, this is something special. This is a big part of their team. And you look at that last game, the 1-point victory that they just had, offensively, the Lady Lions did not shoot the basketball well, only shooting 35%. They did lose the rebound game, by the way. That also plays a part. That's hard to win when you have a poor shooting percentage and you don't win the rebound game. But it was the defense that got them over the hump. Ozark shot 31%. So, Lady Lions win by 1, and it came down to execution when it mattered the most at the end of regulation and then at the end of overtime that got them over the hump and to keep their winning streak alive.
Now, we know John Brown does have some talent when we start talking about that. In the original matchup that these teams did play, the Lions led by 3 at the end of the first quarter, then caught fire, outscoring them 24-6 in the second, going into halftime leading 37-16. Now, the Langston defense then, as Swig just talked about, turned it up in the second half of the game. The Golden Eagles were not able to fly at all as they held them to 34% shooting. Sound familiar? And in the game to win by 24, 76-52 the last time these teams have met. In the series itself, John Brown and Langston, it's always a good matchup. However, Langston has won 3 straight in the series right now. John Brown, prior to that, had won 6 straight.
Right.
Langston usually averages about 57 points a game when they play, but against John Brown averages 65. So all the numbers skew that tell you that John Brown can play against Langston on any given day. And the question is, today, will Langston bring that defense and unleash it today to slow down John Brown, to change up their flow and make them have to go to a second option today?
Well, and I know college basketball on a year-to-year basis is different, right? We see a lot of roster turnarounds at every level. It really doesn't matter. But you look at 5, 10 past years, John Brown's at the top. Like, they are a very good program.
Yes, they are.
And they've won a lot of basketball games under their head coach. And they have the ability, the capability to light it up on any given night. There really is no rest in the Sooner Athletic Conference. It is really, really tough.
A gauntlet.
And look, you've lost 2 games. And there's 3 games left, and even if you win today, you still haven't won the conference outright.
No, the only thing you've done is gotten yourself a postseason berth. Real quick, while we have a little bit of time on our hands, real quick, we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. Of course, for those listening in Oklahoma City, you're listening today on OKC Sports Radio 105.3. All right, welcome back. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call this afternoon, getting set to bring you Langston Lion basketball. And we're glad to bring you, sponsored by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and also Tinker Federal Credit Union. Now, Blue Sky Bank is a community-focused bank. Banking with them is a step towards personalized service, community growth, and a brighter financial future. Become a part of a community-focused bank that puts you first, because here your goals are our priorities. Blue Sky Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So the opening sessions today, we realize that Langston also may not have a full roster today, Swig. Some of them are still banged up from the plays, but we'll have to see who the official starters that Coach Chris Vincent decides to let go today. But, they may not have their full capacity today.
Yeah, and it's not uncommon. Listen, he trusts a lot of athletes on this team.
Doubt.
It's just, okay, sometimes, you want to kind of limit some minutes here and there, but allow them to stay in rhythm and get some time on the court. But, you're in that point right now of the season where there's a risk-reward, and, sure, you'd love to win this game. Like, this is an important game every game, but we know that the conference tournament is looming and the national tournament is looming. And so you want to be playing your best basketball, and you want to be as healthy as you can be, because you're going to be going up against the gauntlet. And last year is something that is on Coach Vincent's mind, not so much with the players, but remember, he went 31-3 last year, and
Run to the Sweet 16.
Lost to the national champion by 4 points. They went on to win by 18, 30, and 23 and come home with the national championship, and nobody played them closer than Langston Lady Lions. So that is something that is more so in his mind than it is the players. There were only 3 players last year that I think are on the team this year, but they were redshirting. Okay, so it was a little bit different experience. But, you know, right now to see this team the way they are on a 15-game winning streak, he said complacency isn't an issue, but he wants to ensure that it doesn't become an issue.
All right, so we're going to have the national anthem performed, following, of course, by the national black anthem on honoring Black History Month.
Go to the court. See from the court.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tremendous, tremendous. It'll be time for the starting lineups. We will allow the public address announcer to announce those, and then we'll get ready for Langston Lion basketball.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Golden Eagles from John Brown University. 5'11" guard, number 5, Sarah Snodgrass. 6 forward, number 11, Kaylin Ferguson. 5'8" guard, number 12, Abby Sanders. 6 foot forward, number 25, Taylor Tremo. 5'5" guard, number 30, Oakley Lofton. Head coach of the Golden Eagles is Sydney Webb. Assistant coach, Kylie Harris. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your nationally ranked Langston University Lady Lions. 5'9" guard from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, number 3, Alyssa Palmer. 5'9" guard from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 4, Natalia Jones. 6'1" center from Bridgeport, Connecticut, number 10, Amaris Timmons. 5'7" guard from Erie, Pennsylvania, number 13, Diajane Harden. The 5'7" guard from Louisville, Mississippi, number 15, Ariana Hunter. Head coach of the Lady Lions is Chris Vincent.
And I want to give the PA announcer correct respect. That is Mr. Joshua Busby. I have to make sure I did. I didn't see him come in, but those pipes, you cannot overlook those pipes.
Yeah, Mr. Busby.
Yeah.
He can do it. He does it well, very well.
The question ultimately today is, can John Brown get one of their biggest wins of the season? They are 4-8 on the road this season, Swig. This would be a crown jewel, and they'd be able to take that into the postseason if they're able to pull that off. So we heard the starters. Can you confirm the starters that we had for John Brown?
Yeah, for John Brown is number 5, Sarah Snodgrass, number 11, Kaylin Ferguson, number 12, Abby Sanders, number 25, Taylor Trammell, and number 30, Oakley Lofton.
And for the Langston Lions this afternoon, it is, of course, the senior Alyssa Palmer. Of course, Nat Jones, the junior, number 4. Number 10, Amaris Timmons, the junior. Senior, Diajane Harden, number 13. And, of course, the hunter at the top running it, Ariana Hunter, number 15.
And I think it's important to note that Janiyah Tucker is dealing with a little bit of a back injury. Nothing serious, but it's something that needs a little bit of extra time to kind of heal.
All right, going to work here. Turnover. Going to go to work. Bringing the ball up the floor, controlled by Sanders. Sanders set the offense. Hunter steps out, covering. Lions in man-to-man defense. Ball on the left wing. Trying to find an entry pass. The Langston Lions shut that down. Timmons stepping out now, covering. She's got one of the toughest covers of the game tonight, trying to cover Sarah Snodgrass. Running the baseline down below. Working the ball above the perimeter. Now it's about the circle on the left wing, driving inside. And they're going to call a foul on the floor against Timmons. So it's going to be key tonight, Swig, is Timmons is going to have to move her feet to cut the path. Snodgrass is going to get the nod, being what she is and being a great scorer that she is.
Well, I think Timmons has really evolved this year, especially late in the season.
So they just called Hunter with the foul before the ball was thrown in. So, again, they're trying to get the hands up. They're saying that there was some grabbing. That's 2 quick fouls against the Lions early on this one.
Okay.
Trying to work the ball in. Bounce pass inside to Snodgrass. She turns, fires. She can't get that shot to fall. Gets her own rebound. Put back attempt is no good. The ball is knocked out. It will be John Brown's ball.
Yeah, Diajane Harden just barely knocked that rebound out of bounds, give them another possession here.
Snodgrass is going to throw it in now. They're going to switch on some of the initial matchups now. Snodgrass not able to control the pass. Going over the top of the screen, then firing from the left. Ball's going to trickle out of bounds, and it will be Lady Lion ball.
Good job by Timmons to kind of let that go. But you can see they're just, a fingertip away from disrupting the passes, tipping the passes, and just being the disruptants.
And those 2 quick fouls is designed pretty much to keep them from playing their elite aggressive defense, physical defense that they play. Hunter setting up the offense. Hunter gets it over to Jones, throws it to the corner to Hunter. Hunter looking for space at the elbow, swings it to the right. Back to Palmer, back to Hunter. To Harden. Foul on the floor, so at least that foul is going to be called that time against Tremmel. But it was on the box. That was a similar call on the other end. So
right.
Consistency is what you're
foul
looking
on the
for.
floor.
Going to work. Hunter's going to throw it in now. Going to throw it up top to Nat Jones at the top of the key. Ball on the right to Palmer. Palmer inside the lane, looking. Gets it to Jones. Jones goes to work, has an angle, shot off the glass, and scores.
Scores the first bucket of the game. I love her intensity. She was really aggressive, especially under the goal. Does a great job of getting the first points of the game for LU.
8:21 to go. Lions remain in man-to-man defense. Snodgrass trying to find space against Nat Jones. Now going to swing it down low. Jones moved her feet. Inside, Snodgrass goes to work on the interior, and just a great up and under move by Snodgrass, putting 2 on the board.
Well, and that's about all you can do right there without drawing a foul. I have no problems how that shot was defended.
Ball up top now. Hunter swings it. Harden swings it to Hunter. Ball now in the hands of Palmer. Palmer drives inside the lane. Pull up shot. The midi is no good. Ball's knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it's Golden Eagle ball.
Yeah, just off the fingertips of Timmons. It's really close, though. Going to come out and press defense here.
The object, I guess, in this case, Swig, do you believe that the Langston's best defense is not to let Snodgrass get to her spot, or you think Snodgrass is just that good she's going to get to her spot?
Well, I think a little of both. I think Snodgrass has proven to be a really good player, and you've got to do what you can, but you also don't want to get in foul trouble, give him free opportunities at the line.
Snodgrass kicks it back out to the wing. Lions doing a great job cutting off all angles.
Staying in front.
Working. Ball shot from the top, and it's a three-point basket that time, knocked down by number 12, Abby Sanders. Sanders is the best three-point shooter on John Brown. She's just under 40%, about 38%.
Again, I have no problems with the way they defended it. I mean, you can only do what you can. Sometimes they're going to make shots. Good players make shots sometimes.
So this time Hart gets it back to Hunter. Hunter swings it to Jones. Right now, John Brown is in a zone. Langston is trying to crack it open as Harton fires a three. Does not draw iron on that one. Rebound pulled down by Sanders. Palmer now covering. Swing up the top. Ball on the right wing. Pass down low to Snodgrass. And they're going to say the ball's out, knocked out by a Langston defender.
Well, great job on Timmons, because I think that guard Snodgrass had the go-ahead. If she'd have gotten the ball, she'd have scored right there. But Timmons was able to get in between her and the ball and knock it out of bounds. Good defensive play.
Good hustle by her on that play. Going to throw it back up top. Substitution. Jefferson gets in the game and immediately makes an impact with the steal. Swings it back down, and Hunter to the basket she goes. Shot no good. Rebound by Curry, who gets it back out to Palmer. Palmer fires from the top. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Sanders. Going to push the ball ahead this time to Ferguson. Ferguson in the lane. Back to Sanders. Sanders with the midi. Curry deflects. Curry with the steal. Palmer. Here come the Lady Lions.
Good job again by Timmons to disrupt that shot.
Curry. Ball back in the hands of Jefferson. Jefferson likes every shot on the floor. It's not one she won't take. And a three-point shot from the right wing by Hunter. And that's straight cash.
Well, we knew she was going to show up here pretty soon, and she just did that to tie the game. Wide open three, took full advantage.
All right. Game all tied up at 5:57 to go in the first quarter. Snodgrass finds a lane in the path. Ball nearly stripped. Good job by Jefferson. She did a great job of allowing the player to shadow down, and then she came in to make a play to help.
Well, she had backside help, too. She tried to make that late pass. It's off the knee of Lady Lion, but good defense.
Trying to get the ball inbounded now is Langston is looking. Going to throw the ball up. Going to be stolen that time. Nice job on the inbound play there, of course, by Simon on the play. Ball back in the hands of Curry. Curry thought about the three, drove in the lane. Post up with the midi and drains it.
Really good shot. I think that was Layla Curry, who I've been really impressed with this year. She's really evolved. She's a great two-way player, offense, defense. She's just been growing like a weed.
Trying to get the ball down low. Ferguson going to swing it back out. Then a three-point shot from the left wing. Lions go up to defend it. Somehow it trickles around and ends up back in the hands of Sanders. Back to Langston. Tried to get the ball down low to Snodgrass. Snodgrass with one step in the lane. Just missed the basket. Jefferson with the rebound.
Right. You got to stay with it. I just don't like the second chance opportunities that they're getting. You want to do a little bit better rebounding. They struggled a little bit last game with their rebounding. They've got to figure it out and get in the right position.
Going to work. Ball up top, swinging it. Palmer gets it down low to Jefferson, who gets it to Simon. Simon was not able to maintain it. They're going to call her for steps that time.
Yeah. Tap dance a little bit. It was close, but, Okay, Deasia Thomas
DT's
now
in the game. Yeah, she just checked in.
Always impressed with her ability, her footwork, rebounding, rim protection, and I guess we've got a little bit of a timeout here.
Timeout's on the floor, but we'll stay right here. Today's game is being brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bell Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and Guiding Right. Also, Tinker Federal Credit Union. As far as it goes right now, the Lions are shooting 3 of 7, 42% in the game right now. 1 of 2 from deep, 50% right now. Where you've got for John Brown, they've shot 2 of 8, 25%, 1 of 3 from deep, 33%. So early in the game, the Lion defense is dictating shots, but we do know that their goal is to go work the ball inside out, try to find a way to get the ball in the hands of Snodgrass, and if it's not Snodgrass, through Ferguson, and then kick it out. They knocked down a big three-point shot early on that really gave them some early momentum, but now that the Lions are running through the passing lane, Swick, they have just been completely – those paths are closing up.
Right. Well, 42% is better than 35, and that's what they shot last game. So I know, still early first quarter, but I would also like to see Alyssa Palmer, if she's open – shoot the three-point shot. She's got the best three-point percentage of this team.
Yes, she does.
But that's not necessarily, okay, let's go out and shoot threes. It's not a focus. Shoot it if you're open. If you've got the opportunity, take advantage of it. And I thought Palmer kind of passed up a couple opportunities in 2 possessions so far to this game. We'll see if she figures it out. Obviously, Ariana Hunter's shooting well.
Yes, she is. And Hunter's just coming off of, I do believe, on the game on Monday, she went ahead and shot and scored 25 points in that game against Wayland. So Hunter has proven in the last couple of games, again, she's not only the offense setter for the team, but she can also cook the dinner as well. Ball on a turnover here. Layla Curry now has it. Slow it down. Gets it back in the hands of Hunter. Hunter resets over to Curry. Curry turns and fires.
Got it.
And Curry looking like Steph. Easy shot.
I think she's got an earpiece in the broadcast. She knows what we're saying. She had an opportunity, took advantage of it, knocked it down. Great play, Layla Curry.
Lions up by 5 now, 4:10 to go. Working the ball above the circle. Good defense, man-to-man, being covered now. Down on the box to Snodgrass. Lions double team. Going to kick it to the corner, and the Lions attack the passing lane, preventing a wide-open three-point shot. Good adjustment there by the Lion defense. Man-to-man up top, trying to get the ball, cutting to the basket. No one stops. Kaylin Ferguson with a breakaway to the rim. She gets an easy 2, cuts the lead down to 3.
Yeah, she got the ball at a perfect spot, took a high percentage shot. Now, I know they scored, but Jefferson's getting after it on defense, and we need to commend her for that. Here's Curry again.
Curry from the corner this time was not able to get it. And again, the ball's going to go out. They were really doing a great job that time. That was Abby Sanders who did her best.
She was blocking out. She was blocking out the other way. Make sure the ball goes out of bounds so they could get possession back.
So it wouldn't allow Jefferson to out-hustle her. Snodgrass comes out for her first rest of the game. Let's see how the Lions, if they – no, it's not. Snodgrass came back to throw the ball in. Let me correct myself. All right, going to work right now. Ball in the hands of Sanders. Sanders hands off to Snodgrass. Now Simon's trying to cover. Going to try to throw it, cutting down low. Hunter deflects it, comes away with the steal. Hunter, 3-on-2 to the basket. She goes. Foul will go to the free throw line, drawing the second team foul against John Brown.
And that's LU Lady Lion basketball. They want to score in transition. They want to get up and down the floor, get a stop, and get to running, utilizing their speed. And usually in those situations, it's so hard to defend that you have to foul. And there's some times where you will foul and they'll make the shot, and other times they'll beat the line like we're seeing right now with Ariana Hunter.
Hunter knocks down the free throw, and that's one of the things that this team over the course of the season has to continue to get better at. Hunter on the season shoots about 71% from the free throw line, but it's something that she's got to take an uptick a little bit more as the playoffs and postseason play comes into play. Ball trickles out of bounds. I thought
it was close.
That was real close, but it will be John Brown ball. Lions now lead by 4, 11-7. 3:10 to go in the first.
Yeah, LU's going to full court press them here right now. Utilize their speed, something they do often.
Hunter
strength.
Covering Sanders. Sanders gets it across the timeline over to Snodgrass. Snodgrass sitting on 2 points right now, 1 of 4 shooting in the game. Bounce pass inside. Simon tries to deny. Snodgrass turns and fires and draws the basket. It scores the basket on Simon as she got the position, quick step, and she scores.
Well, you asked the question earlier, is it defense or is it just Snodgrass? That was Snodgrass making a play. I had no problem with the way Adam Simon defended that play. She did the best she could, but she came up with the ball, shot the shot, got the foul. Now she's at the line.
Snodgrass is very crafty on the box. She misses that free throw there. Rebound by Jefferson. Jefferson back to Hunter. Line lead by 2. Snodgrass now sitting out with 4 points in the game right now. Hunter over to Jefferson. Jefferson launches a three-point shot of her own. Does not draw iron on that one.
Too much arc.
Rebound pulled down by Trammell. Now back to Sanders. 2:35 to go before the end of the first. Try to get the ball inside. Stolen by Hunter. Hunter pushing.
Bad pass.
Hunter pushing. Backs it up, resets. DT has it. Gets it down low to Simon. Simon has position on Snodgrass. Took her time. Wasn't able to get that one to fall that time. Snodgrass with the rebound. Ball, cross-court pass inside, and a little give-and-go action. Scoring the basket is Hannah McClain, who came in.
Yeah, that sequence is not going to make Chris Vincent happy. His team was not able to get back on defense quick enough. Autumn Simon, you know, you'd get that close to the basket and not be able to get the bucket. It's frustrating.
You hate when you miss the bunny. I don't care what player you are, on what team you are. Jefferson lines up a three from the right wing. Shot no good this time. Rebound tracked down by Ferguson. And the ball trickles out. It will be John Brown ball with an opportunity to take a lead. Substitution as Curry comes out and Jefferson comes out. And now you're bringing in Harris. And I've also returning to the game is Nat Jones.
Yeah, I think Timmons is back in as well for Autumn Simon.
So Timmons is on there.
Always want to get fresh legs out there.
Along with DT in the box. That's going to really give them a couple of different options to battle Snodgrass on the block if they choose to do so. Working the ball around the perimeter, trying to find space. Wide open three-point shot at the top of the key, and she drains it. Hannah McClain. McClain on the season, a good three-point shooter. She just doesn't take a lot of them.
Yeah, takes a three-point lead as well. Jamari Harris in the corner.
Ball up top now. Ball in the hands by Hunter. Tries to get the ball to Thomas. Inside to Timmons. And she kisses it off the glass. Great big-time move there.
Well, and I like the bigs for LU Lady Lions. They've got options, and that was a great big-to-big. Thomas passing to Timmons, had the size advantage, took advantage to get within one.
All right, trying to find space to operate. Ferguson has it on the box. Timmons defending. Going to swung it out. Snodgrass for three, and she drains it from the right wing.
Well, that's why she's the leading scorer in the Sooner Athletic Conference. She does stuff like that, even with a hand in her face.
Tremendous job overall as Snodgrass has now started to heat up on her own. She's got 7 in the frame. Harris kicks it to the corner, and Nat Jones was not able to handle that pass. 29.8 seconds to go. 13-7 Lions down by 4. Hunter comes out for a breather as Palmer returns.
Yeah, you know, just off a little bit. Little things are affecting LU Lady Lions right now. Just little things. You know, you're in the right spot, but they make a play. And then, you know, you make a bad pass on a play like that. You know, you get underneath the goal, miss a bucket. I mean, just little things are affecting it. But they've just got to keep competing, and it's going to work out.
Snodgrass now has it. 16 seconds. Shot clock turned off. Bounce pass inside. DT stepping out. Ball back in the hands now of Minderman. Cross-court pass, and stepping out of bounds with 4.4 seconds to go.
Yeah, and the defense has been the saving grace for this Lady Lion basketball team. They haven't played great offensively these past 2 games, but it's something that they're trying to figure out. You don't have Janiyah Tucker today, so it's just about trying to find some rhythm with this group you've got on the court right now. But
Palmer,
the defense is strong.
Trying to break it down with 1 second on the game clock, and the Lions weren't able to score that one. So they're going to end the first down by 4, 13-7.
Yeah.
So before we take a break, I want to just remind everyone, of course, the right way to play. When we play the right way, everyone rises, because the right way isn't just about the rules of the game. It's about respect for the game and the culture it fosters. The NAIA takes the student part of student athletes seriously, balancing growth of the whole person with athletic achievement, because that's the right way to play. On the field, in the classroom, and within the community. The NAIA, college athletics the way it was meant to be played. Maurice Prince and, of course, Jay Swig on the call. Swig, we saw a very entertaining first half. We saw some great Lion defense, and we saw some better offensive possessions by John Brown, who was able to get going from deep. They ended up shooting 3 of 5 from deep in the first quarter, 60% in this game.
Well, I think John Brown is a good basketball team, and I know we talked about their last victory over Central Christian where they won by 10. I think that was a turning point, confidence booster for this team. And when you are 23-2 at the top of the division, at this point in February, you're going to get everybody's best shot. You're not a secret. Like, everybody within this conference knows, hey, we got to play this game. They don't have Janiah Tucker tonight. We feel like they, are beatable. And so John Brown believes in themselves. They've been executing right now, but can they execute for 4 quarters? They've done well in the first.
That's the ultimate question, as Sanders has it. And another point I want to lead to is they try to get the ball down low to Snodgrass, who does a great job of picking up a ball that was around her ankles and then doing something with it. She now has 9 in the first half of this game. The teams at the bottom of the Sooner Athletic Conference, because this is one of the best conferences in college basketball, Swig. Shot from the edge by Palmer, no good that time. Ball's deflected, Snodgrass recovers. Is that you'll get your best because the teams, even if they're 7th or 8th, are still capable of beating the 1 and the 2.
Absolutely. No question about it. I think you've got to stay diligent with your defensive ability, get some stops, and it will come. You've just got to find some rhythm here offensively and lean on players like Ariana Hunter. And there's Jefferson. It's going to get a free bucket here.
Comes away with the steal, drives it, and scores it. She gets the steal and the deal. Combo play, right time. You love it when she's able to get that going.
Yeah.
Back to work now. Here comes Sanders across the timeline now, being covered by Hunter. Now back in the hands. Palmer deciding to grab Snodgrass on this particular play. Take the task of trying to guard her. Wide open on the screen. Nobody caught the switch. Snodgrass missed the wide open 3-point shot. It will be Langston ball. They got lucky on that one.
Absolutely. And in comes Kaylin Ferguson, who's second on the team in scoring, and that's going to give Snodgrass their first breather of the game. I'm kind of watching number 11 if I'm the LU Lady Lions and realize, okay, this is their next best option offensively for them. But you've got to have some teammates step up here offensively and take some open shots. And that seems to be what Layla Curry's doing, but gets it stolen, and there's a reaching foul.
That was a frustration play.
Frustration foul, and
right.
Those are the things that you try to avoid. But everybody's human,
No, they are. 15-9 is the score right now. As you're talking about Curry overall in this particular situation, she was trying to break down the defense. That time, just a simple turnover, cost her with a foul. Team foul situation, at least it resets. That's the first one for the Lions here in this one. 8:18 to go in the second. Sanders now being covered by Hunter. Sanders looking for space to operate, trying to get past the screen. And they're going to call carrying as contact was made, of course, right there against by McLean was going downhill. 8:09 to go, but the Lions have another opportunity to get a step closer. 2 or 3 here, best shot available. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, they got to figure out how to score points off of turnovers. That's how you come back. That's how you take the lead and keep the lead.
Curry at the elbow, up and under. Turn, fire, get the ball back out top to Palmer. Palmer resets over to Jefferson. Jefferson decides to fire a 3 from the left wing. Shot no good this time. They're going to call a foul on the floor. It's going to be called against McLean this time, so it will stay on the Lions' end. Both teams have 1 foul apiece.
And they got lucky on that. I didn't like that shot selection from Jefferson. I thought it was forced and too far back. I guess the shot clock is manageable here, too. They'll inbound it from the baseline.
Timmons catches it on the inbound, hands back to Hunter. 19 seconds on the shot clock, over to Hunter. Hunter wide open 3 from the left wing. Not able to get that one. McLean and Curry battling. Curry throws it back in this time. Recovered by Mindyman.
Yeah, Curry's kind of banged up. She's making her way back. They're playing 5-on-4 right now.
Up fake, trying to get into the lane. And driving down with a nice shot there is Ferguson, who you said, Swick, was going to step up with Snodgrass out. Ferguson in the game now has 4.
Yeah, she's got a great left-hand hook shot that she nailed.
Ball on the elbow inside to Timmons. Timmons is cash on the interior.
Love it.
And they're going to call an offensive foul against Timmons that time.
What?
They're saying that Timmons So Timmons going to get called for her second
Maybe
personal
an
foul.
elbow in the chest or something like that.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I mean, to me, she had position.
Which I don't mind if you use your forearm, but if you extend your forearm and like a Derrick Henry stiff arm, then that is a foul. I didn't see the extension, but okay. All right, we'll roll with it.
Sanders now with it. Harden is back in the game for the Lions right now. DeAndre Harden is. Harden now covering Sanders. Curry now steps out on Sanders. Curry still trying to shake off that little, I want to say, lower leg injury as Kaylin Ferguson is now starting to heat up. She's got 3 on that shot. Now she's got 7. So the dynamic duo of Snodgrass and Ferguson, 9 and 7 respectively. 24-15, Lions down by 9. Need a basket. Harris is in the game with Harden, along with DT, Curry, and Hunter. Cross-court pass to Harden. She fires a 3 from the corner. Shot no good this time. Rebound pulled down by Merkel.
Yeah, got to stay diligent here on defense, down 9.
Yeah, the Lions right now in the game, 2 of 9 shooting from deep. That is 22%. They've got to find a way to get some easier baskets right now. Hunter covering at the top. Harden selling out to cover Mindeman. And this time she's going to foul. That's team foul number 3. Harden is kind of disgusted with herself on that play. 24-15, 6:07 to go.
Yeah, I think Palmer's coming in for Harden. That seems to be the case.
And in terms of the foul situation for Harden, that is, I want to say that is her second team foul.
How many three-pointers has John Brown hit in this game?
John Brown is 4 of 7 from deep.
All right, and that's the difference in the game right here.
And a foul is going to be called on the inbounds. So 3 fouls now against the Lions, and we're 4 minutes into the quarter here, but it's a lot of time to put John Brown on the free throw line. Chris Vincent trying to match the right personnel group to slow down this John Brown offense right now. Trying to get the ball down low. Ferguson has it on the box, trying to work against DT. Going to turn around, turn and fire. Shot no good. Palmer with the rebound. Lions trying to get back.
Okay,
push it.
You got to look at, okay, she's not in the game. Okay, I'll come back to that. You got to keep the ball moving and get an open shot, whether you utilize Deasia Thomas or Layla Curry. There's Deasia in the paint. Off the glass.
Shot no good that time. Rebound by Merkel. 24-15. Going to throw the ball to the right wing. Inside. Paul deflected out of bounds. Nice job by Curry, denying Snodgrass an opportunity to catch it on the box.
Well, also credit Curry for getting down court, getting back on defense. If she doesn't have a high effort to get down there, that's another easy bucket for John Brown. But she was able to stop it. Now they'll inbound for the baseline.
Snodgrass now catches it at the top. Working the ball around the top of the perimeter. Harris has to chase down as Ferguson now on the curl. Gets the ball back to Sanders. Sanders being guarded by Harris. Man-to-man defense. DT stepping out on Snodgrass. Behind the back dribble by Snodgrass. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Turnover. Throwing the ball ahead. Here comes Harris. Hits the Jets. Driving to the basket. Kiss off the glass and she scores.
That's what they want. They want to score in transition. That's going to be a timeout by John Brown. I love it. You know, Snodgrass and Ferguson really quick off the dribble, but this Langston Lady Lion defense is good enough man-to-man to make the adjustments necessary and stay in front of them.
Timeout has been called on the floor. Today's game is being brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJL Bell Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. Maurice Prince and Jay Swig on the call this afternoon. And in terms of how the quarter has gone, you're looking at a team that's continuing to heat up. John Brown shot 53% in the first quarter. Now they're shooting 60%. So the Lions, the answer to the game is find easier baskets, Swig. Stop shooting as many three-point shots and then get easier baskets and allow your defense to get set. Because what's happening is those long three-point shots and the Lions are not able to break them down the floor, and it's leading to easy baskets for John Brown.
Yeah, and I think that they're trying to prevent easy baskets for John Brown, so that's going to leave some opportunities around the perimeter, and they're winning at that. I mean, that's the difference in the game right now. That's why they're ahead, is because John Brown's been efficient with their three-point shooting. So I think, you know, how long can that happen? Is that something that they can remain consistent? It's a lot of basketball to be to be played. Also, offensively for the Lady Lions, when I see Ariana Hunter get back in the game, you've got to go to her. I mean, this is the time where your better players, Hunter's second on the team in scoring. You're going to have to lean on her and say, hey, we're going to draw up some plays. Vincent's got a ton that he can draw up and get Ariana in some space to make a play and get some buckets.
On the season, John Brown is a 29.7, so we'll say 30% three-point shooting team. So when you've got Snodgrass shooting 50%, Ferguson
Right.
shooting 100%, and you're talking about Ferguson's a 31% shooter, Snodgrass is a 21%.
Oh, here we go.
As Hunter gets into the lane, shoots it, shot no good. Curry with the rebound, back rim no good, still battling underneath, and now Snodgrass clears it out, and here comes John Brown.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you get that close to the basket. You get second chance opportunities, you miss them both.
Palmer now covering Sanders. DT stepping out to cover Snodgrass. Wide open three-point shot from the right corner, and Kaylin Ferguson knocks it down. She's the first player with double-digit scoring. She now has 10 in the game.
Well, we ask how long that they can keep it up. They're not done yet. They're not done yet.
At the free throw line, Palmer, wide open three. Do the Lions have an answer? No. And still battling for the rebound underneath, still scrapping, and it's going to end up in the hands of Sanders right now. She throws it ahead to Snodgrass. Snodgrass runs it down. Ferguson on the other end. She's got 12.
Yeah, good ball distribution, and they're just beating them down the court on that play. It's usually if you can beat your other team down the court, you're going to have a massive advantage. Langston has been the benefit of that, and we just saw that it was John Brown's turn.
All right, inside. DT, short corner jump shot, no good. In and out. Snodgrass gets the rebound. And right now, it's not that the Lions are not getting good shots. They're just not falling. 29-12 right now. It is a 12-point margin. Snodgrass pulls up, free throw line jump shot, no good. Palmer with the rebound. See if the Lions can make a push here. 3:35 to go before the end of the first half. Got to see if we can get the ball back into Hunter's hand. She has not had a shot, as Swick had alluded to, probably in the last 6 minutes of game time.
There we go.
DT on the box. Turns in the lane, tries to find space, kiss off the glass and scores.
That's Deasia Thomas. She's got great footwork. Felt like she could have gone a little easier out, but she got the bucket, and that's what matters.
Lions now down by 10. Right about 3 minutes to go, 19 seconds on the shot clock. Sanders finds a path to the basket, kicks it. Ferguson drives in the lane,
There we
turnover.
go.
Harris comes away with the steal. She's pushing it. Jermani Harris gets it over to Palmer. Palmer backs up and slows down. Back to Harris for a three from the corner. Shot no good. Snodgrass ends up with it. Lions now shooting 2 for 12 in the game from deep.
Oh, what a steal by Deasia. Finds Harden.
And now Harris inside. Back over to Hunter. Just some bad passes there, and they're going to call a foul. Is it going to be on Hunter this time? They're going to call the foul on Hunter this time. So the lead remains 10, 2.5 to go. Team foul number 4.
Yeah, I think a lineup change is the right move here by Vincent. Jefferson's in the game, Jones and Autumn Simon. I wanted Palmer to take that mid-range shot on that second-to-last possession. I think they're hesitant right now because they realize the shot's not falling, but you got to work yourself out of it.
And a foul in the backcourt here by Nat Jones, applying backcourt pressure, but it is the 5th team foul.
Now, one thing I do like about this Lady Lions, I think they're a deeper team than John Brown. I think Vincent can code several different players at any given moment, and if he keeps fresh legs out on the floor and maybe wears down John Brown a little bit. I love what Snodgrass and Ferguson does off the dribble. They're really quick. But when you look at the totality of the team, there's more options for LU, and you just got to find the right combination here and get somebody to start feeling it and making some shots. They're missing way too many easy opportunities.
All right, so I don't know what the whistle was for there, but
I'm not sure either.
Might have been a delay. I guess it was. Chris Vincent is talking with an official here as Kaylin Ferguson knocked down the first free throw, increased the lead up to 11. Ferguson drops down the second one. She's now at the free throw line, 2 of 2. She's got 14 first half points.
Yeah, I mean, half the points. Basically half the points for John Brown. So you've got to stop her, and then you've got to stop Snodgrass. I think that they're doing pretty good against Snodgrass. We finally got a call. Well,
Okay.
It's an offensive foul.
So they're going to say she stepped out of bounds.
Okay,
They said
never mind. It's
Jefferson's-
not a foul. It's just a turnover.
So right now Ferguson's going to throw it in. Sanders has it now. Lions are pulling back on full court pressure right now. Trying to find some space to operate. 2:15 to go across the timeline now. Ball in the hands now. Snodgrass. Snodgrass gets it over to number 25, Trammell. Now back to the box to Ferguson. Ferguson over to McLean. And they're going to call McLean for traveling under 2 minutes to go.
Came close to an illegal screen. But either one will do. Gives another opportunity to LU. You've got to stop. You've got to cut the deficit. You do that by getting stops and scoring. I think you lean on Ariana Hunter. Say, go get us a bucket here.
Hunter gets it to Simon. Simon fires to Jefferson. Jefferson lines up a three, fires it from the left.
We'll take that as well.
Jefferson knocked down her first basket of the game. Jefferson had previously been 0 for 3. Now she's 1 of 4, but that helps put the Lions back in the game, down by 9 now. Sanders, cross-court pass. Three-point shot from the right wing on an answer. No one gets the rebound. Sanders does for John Brown. Swings the ball back in the hands of Ferguson. Ferguson looking. Ball in the hands now of Trammell. Now ball on the left. Hunter stepping out on Sanders. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Snodgrass steps back. Three-point shot, back rim, no good. But John Brown gets another big-time rebound. Still doing work. McLean has it for John Brown. Back to Snodgrass. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Ball in the hands now of Ferguson on the right wing. Jones covering. Snodgrass thought about the three. She's going to be forced to take a deep shot. Shot off the glass. Battling, and John Brown gets another opportunity as McLean gets it. Now Snodgrass still battling, and she's finally fouled by Jefferson. 4 offensive rebounds on this possession alone by John Brown. They're outworking the Lions on the offensive end.
Well, Lady Lions are in the paint. It's the ball bouncing further back, towards the three-point line, and that's where the John Brown athletes are. And so they're just getting lucky by getting the bounce of the ball right into their hands. I really didn't have a problem of where the Lady Lions were positioned. It's just the luck of the bounce did not work in their favor.
It hasn't right now. It is, as it stands right now, the rebounding numbers, as Snodgrass misses a free throw, it's 21-11. So we can tell you the luck of the ball, but it's also rebounding is about effort.
Right.
And you've got to you got to find a way to do it, and they're doing it on the offensive end, which makes it a rare thing.
And they're down 10. If they learned anything about the last victory, it's to weather the storm. They're in the storm right now. You got to weather it. You got to find your way out of it.
Lions down 10, 34 seconds to go. DT inside the box, pulls up with the midi. She's fouled. Will go to the free throw line.
God, Deasia Thomas. She's a basketball player, ladies and gentlemen. She didn't play for 2 years and then come back to Langston, and she has just evolved, and so proud of her. And she should be proud of the work that she's put in to get to this point this season and to be able to do what she's doing. And she's, obviously shooting the ball well here at the free throw line. Hope she can do it again.
First opportunity at the free throw line for her right now. As it stands, the Lions are up. She has now got 3, make that 4 points. So good job for her as the Lions are slowly starting to chip away at this lead. 29 seconds to go. Full court pressure being extended now. Now in the game, Danae Crosby now covering, trying to get the ball and harass Sanders. There's about a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock, so they're going to go ahead and shut the shot clock off. Sanders over to Snodgrass. Snodgrass dribbling, trying to find space against Palmer.
Palmer.
Coming upside, Ferguson decides to fire a three-point shot from the left wing, and she's straight cash again. 17 first half points for Kaylin Ferguson. And then on the other end, Palmer for 3 as time expires. But the Lions will go down at the end of the first half, down by 11. 35-24. We're going to take a break and come back in just a moment. Hey, we're going to break this down, take a look at the numbers. But this is Langston Lion basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and Guiding Right. welcome to the MJ Bail Bonds halftime report. MJ Bail Bonds, a top bail bond dealer in Oklahoma City. They understand life's unexpected challenges, and they're here to help you through them. Available 24/7 to provide expert assistance when you need it most. Let Marlon James and his staff take care of you and your loved one. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call this afternoon. This is the MJ Bail Bonds halftime report. So the Lions in this particular setting are this way. John Brown outscored them by 4 at the end of the first quarter, then outscored them by 7, 18-11 in the second, to lead by 11, 35-24. It has been an amazing performance for Caitlin Ferguson and Sarah Snodgrass. Everybody typically always pays attention to Sarah Snodgrass, and for good reason. She can hit you up for 21 points a game. But today in particular, Caitlin Ferguson is having one of those afternoons where the shadow of Snodgrass is leading to a Ferguson explosion. She scored 17 of the first half, but between the two of them, 27 of the team's 35 points have really come from those two dynamic scorers. From the Langston perspective overall, points in the paint, Langston has scored 10 points in the paint, where John Brown has scored 14. From the standpoint also of points off turnovers, that's where Langston's been getting their money. 13 of Langston's 24 points have come off turnovers in this game. So it becomes relatively easy to say the two-man game has been beating the defensive concept played by the Langston Lions this afternoon overall. And they're going to have to find a way to get it. The high flyer for the Lions in the first half, you've got two players with 5 points each. You've got Alexandria Jefferson with 5 and Layla Curry with 5. Deasia Thomas, or DT as they call her, with 4 points, along with Hunter with 4 points. Then there are several players for the Lions with just 2 points each, but it has become a factor. But the Lions have struggled shooting the ball from distance today. 3 on 14 shots, 3 knockdown threes against 14 attempts. That's 21%. And when you're giving up, you're not making a basket, and then on the other end you turn around and John Brown gets one on the other end, you come up and you blink, and that's how they've been getting it done. When you start looking at the scoring provision, 2 other players for John Brown one has 3, that is Sanders, the point guard, and then you're talking about McClain with 5 on the other. That's the only 2 scorers to score the ball other than Caitlin Ferguson and Snodgrass. So we're going to end up taking a break here, and we'll talk to Swick about adjustments that need to be made against this team and probably the conversation that's going on. But the Lions are going to have to fight over the screen and then force someone else other than Ferguson and or Snodgrass to score the ball. So that means you're probably double teaming on the catch or double teaming on the penetration. But right now, Ferguson's finding it distance from range. On the course of the season, when you start talking about three-point percentage, Ferguson's shooting 31%. Today, she's 100%. So just another outstanding day for her today. Now, the question will also need to be asked about the legs and the effort from the team. Rebounding is all about effort from a team. Langston's being out-rebounded 21-11. And I understand that the ball can trickle and go different directions. But a big point for me to point out here more than anything is that it's about effort. You've got to be able to cut off offensive possessions for John Brown. One shot, one miss, and you're down the floor going the other direction if you're Langston. And then you're going to have to find a way to get into your half-court set. We're going to take another 2-minute break and then come back and get you set for the second half in just a moment. This is the MJ Bail Bonds halftime report. Again, MJ Bail Bonds, a top bail bond dealer in Oklahoma City. And this is Langston basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back. Time to get the second half of this game tipping off here. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call this afternoon. The original starters for the second half of the game are back in it. That is Dejanay Harden, Ariana Hunter. We also have DT making the start in the second half of this one, along with Timmons, and going with it also on there is Alyssa Palmer on the outside. Let's see what kind of adjustments Chris Vincent sets to let go. 10 minutes back on the clock, and we are set to go. Hunter back on the floor. If the Lions are going to make a difference in the second half, it's going to have to be on the rebounding end of the floor, and it's going to have to be on the way they're defending the two-man game between Caitlin Ferguson and Snodgrass. Pass in the middle is going to be stolen immediately by Snodgrass. Getting it back to her, little give-and-go action. They should call an offensive foul on that one as she completely took down Hunter. Hunter took a shot. Hopefully she's all right. She's laying around.
A little slow to get up, but she took one for the team, as they say. And that is such a selfless play by Ariana Hunter. She knows it's going to hurt, but she does it to get a stop for her team and get her team an opportunity. And you make up for it by scoring here on this possession. Let's see what happens.
Hunter, she stays on the floor. Of course she does. Why? Because she's a basketball player.
That's right. She's
going
tough.
to work. Palmer on the left wing now, trying to get a screen up top. Hunter thought about it. Palmer drives, finds the spot baseline. Easy basket. Doesn't get it to fall. Timmons battling and scores it.
Big
rebound
time.
and a putback.
Big time second chance points by Timmons. That's hard work, hard effort to be in that right position to make the play. Good job.
The answer to the game isn't going to be behind the three-point shot for the Lions today. It's going to be right there on the box, because John Brown will not be able to probably outlast the Lions if they can get down there. Turn and fire by Caitlin Ferguson with the hook shot. She says, I'm not done scoring yet, as she's got 19 in the game now.
Yeah, she's having a really good day at the office. There's no question about it. But like we said, at the end of the first half, you're going to have to weather the storm and figure out a way to score some points a little bit more efficiently.
Ball working around Hunter, trapped, but gets the ball down to Timmons. Timmons looking, tries to swing it, and she does. Wide open shot by Thomas. Too much pepper on that shot there. Goes over the top. Ferguson corrals the rebound. The Lions had 12 points in the paint in the first half. They're going to have to up that and get away from that outside shooting right now. The shots will eventually fall, but you've got to find a way to chip down this tree. Snodgrass fires from the top of the key, off the screen, off the top. Hunter pulls it down. It's the same flare screen that they're running at the top, and the Lions are having a difficult time getting baskets for it, as Hunter carves up the defense and gets an easy 2 on that one. Lead down to 9 now.
Got to keep at it. Got to keep working and down. Get after it on defense.
All right, going to work right now. Ball across the timeline. Ball in the hands of Sanders. Harden still fighting on top of the screen. And here they go. Another swing pass inside to Snodgrass. This time she misses the bunny on the interior, but John Brown gets the rebound. Sanders fires a 3 for her first opportunity today to knock down a shot from deep. She's got 6 now.
Yeah, that was just John Brown executing great ball distribution. Found her on the wing. LU Lady Lion players had fallen down. Wasn't able to get back up on time. So back to 12-point difference.
Palmer up top. Going to get the ball in the hands of Harden. Harden backs it up. Tries to go one-on-one against Sanders. Harden goes downhill. Driving to the basket.
Whoa.
Couldn't get that one to fall, but DT battling. Gets the rebound on the box. Fires. Goes to gets the rebound and will go to the free throw line. She earned that. That's how the Lions are going to work themselves back in.
Well, first of all, great attacking the rim by Dejanay Harden. The shot didn't go, but her teammate was there to get the rebound and was able to go up strong even though she had 2 defenders on each side and to draw the foul. Now she's at the free throw line, can cut it to 10, but she's got to make both.
So Thomas knocks down the first one. Today she has been perfect at the line. She's now 3 of 3. She's got 5. 3 Lions now with 5 points each. Trying to claw their way back into this one. 7:08 to go in the third. Right now they've caused 2 team fouls against, as it stands right now, against John Brown. She goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. She's now got a Langston high 6. Team high 6. Hunter now covering Sanders at the top. Harden steps out to cover Sanders. 10-point margin right now. Caitlin Ferguson loads, fires. This time controlled rebound by Timmons.
Yeah, she missed the shot, but she's still getting looks off those screens Really good play calling by John Brown's coach. And
Traffic, ball spinning around. Snodgrass ends up with it in the scramble drill. Now she left without the basket that time. Going to move. Snodgrass now has it going inside. Triple teamed, trying to work it through. Should be a jump ball situation.
Yeah, that was the right move, and great job on Timmons to get a hand in there, get possession of the basketball. Possession arrow is pointing to John Brown.
So let's see what Chris Vincent substitutes. So Palmer comes out, Jefferson comes in. Jefferson in the game, she has 5 as well.
Jefferson's playing some good defense. I like getting her back into the game.
Ferguson now has it back to Snodgrass again. Snodgrass nearly stripped going into the lane. And somehow, some way, the ball back in the hands of Sanders. Caitlin Ferguson wide open, 3-point shot again. Good rebound by Harden this time. Skying high to pull that one down. Back in the hands of Jefferson. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Lions down by 10. Over to Hunter. Hunter cards up the defense, goes to the lane, and will get back to the free throw line.
And that's what Ariana Hunter can do really well. She has the unique ability to create her own shot. She splits the double teams. Wasn't able to make this shot, but she drew the foul, and now she'll have to prove it at the free throw line.
So Curry now enters the game for the Lions now, along with Timmons, Hunter, Harden, and Jefferson on the floor right now. Still on the floor for, of course, John Brown. You still got the dynamic combination of Ferguson and Snodgrass. Hunter misses that first free throw. That is her third miss of the day. She's 1 for 3. See if she can calm down and get the shot over the top and roll off, get to the roll to her feet.
Free throws are finicky because you can practice them all day, every day, and make them in practice, and then some days it just doesn't fall on game day. I mean, it's really hard to predict.
Harden comes out of the
Good
game, and
press
Nat Jones
defense
come in.
by LU.
So trying to relentlessly keep ball pressure on John Brown. Ball in the hands of Sanders now. Sanders now being guarded by Curry. 5:57 to go in the third. Screen up top here. Ball working around. McLean now has it.
Oh, they
back
had
to Snodgrass.
Ferguson wide open underneath. Thank God they didn't see it.
And Sanders fires. This time the Lions battle for a rebound. It's going to be an over-the-back call, as that foul should be called against number 20, Erin Merkel, that time.
Yep, that's what the call is.
So Jefferson to throw it in now. 5:44 to go. And now we're going to allow Jefferson to get it into Hunter. Lions down 9. Get it down under 5 going into fourth. That's what you really want to be able to do.
Smart move here by taking time. Shot clock doesn't start until you touch the ball.
So across the screen by Jefferson. Jefferson now has it, fires up a 3, and she nails it.
Big
Jefferson
time bucket. Big
now
time
starting to heat up a little bit from distance. She's got 8 off the bench, and the ball nearly stolen on the inbound play by Hunter. Sanders still being covered by Hunter. Hunter ball hawking. Sanders still trying to extend that arm. The officials are being a little cautious, letting them try to work that ball and work the defender around. Snodgrass inside. What a great power move, and she scored on the interior again.
Yeah, she worked Layla Curry on that play. We'll give her credit. But I think LU's got to work through those screens a little bit better. That's okay. That was just a good basketball play. Here's 3-point shot again.
Jefferson, I like her at the top of the key, and Curry almost got a steal there. Curry does not like the call, and that's going to be team foul number 1 against the Lions here. So Snodgrass is going to get it. It will be the second team or personal foul against Curry.
Yeah.
But full court pressure now. Lions got to stay engaged. Now McLean's going to come and throw it in. Nat Jones looks like she's coming out, or is there a timeout on the floor?
Yeah, I think you just got to keep battling, man. John Brown is a lot better than I think what people give them credit for.
Well, you called it. Let's just take it back to what you said in pregame, Swig. You said that the game against Central Christian, it looked to be like a breakthrough for this team. And if you're going by that, this team has been up, down, up, down. If you look at their last 10 games, they've won 1, lost 1. They're trying to string together 2 games. And at some point, if you're John Brown and you're Coach Sidney Webb, you're going to say, let's put your foot down and let's enter the tournament because we know we're dangerous. We know we can score. We know we can play. It's a matter of putting some things together so we can get some things going. This is a team that obviously has offensive paralysis, but I wanted to look at one other quick detail here before I let this go back to you. If I'm not mistaken here, on this team itself, they are, in the course of the season, the girls' team is 7th in the offense in the Sooner Athletic Conference with the number 11 ranked defense. But when their offense is this good, the defense looks a whole lot better.
Right.
I mean, that's the kind of a smoke and mirrors type of thing, but because their offense is just that good. It's elite.
Right. And Lady Lions last game shot 35%. What are they at right now? 34%. That's not typical offensive numbers for this Lady Lion team. They've got to step it up. I think the absence of Janiah Tucker is wearing on them a little bit. Obviously, you know, John Brown is putting a high emphasis on Ariana Hunter. She's only got 6 points.
She's only got 6, but let's go back to the point that you're making. I asked the question early on. Ball's knocked out of bounds here as we get continued live action. The discussion really needs to be, okay, you're now a key player down, and you have legs, again, 5 games in 9 days. And that, where does it affect your jump shots?
Right.
Your jump shot. You just don't have the lift. And right now we're seeing a little bit of that. Now, kudos to John Brown. They came in here and are taking care of business right now. But if you're the Lions, you got to find the easiest path to getting to the game. And right now the path to winning this game lies through the paint. As they line up another 3 from the outside, chasing down the rebound, there goes Nat Jones.
Yeah, you talk about that stretch. They didn't get back to on campus until almost 4 in the morning yesterday.
Right.
I think that needs to be said.
Right, and that's why I said you're talking about schedules as Timmons misses the ball in the interior. Good job by Nat Jones getting the rebound, and they're going to call a jump ball situation, but it will be Lion ball. But, you know, this is the thing. Not going to give excuses because ultimately the effort and the energy, that's why John Brown came in here today with the belief that they could win. 5 games in 9 days is NBA player status. Not saying that these ladies are not conditioned, not saying that they're not physically fit, but you're off just a step because you're one big letter more fatigued than you normally are. Inside the lane goes Nat Jones with the runner. Shot no good that time. Rebound by Ferguson. Bounce pass over to Sanders, and here they go. Up the court. Ball in the hands now of McLean. Trying to get the ball down low to Snodgrass. Snodgrass has a path to the basket, and they're going to call an offensive foul. They said Hunter had position that time. And that one likely is going to be challenged. That's likely going to be challenged. But if you got the lead, if you're Sydney Webb, do you challenge it? You might not. You might not.
347. It's a 50-50, man. I wouldn't criticize her if she did.
I wouldn't in this particular case.
But credit Hunter for another charge taken for her team.
That's 2 in the second half of this one as Curry goes inside, tries to finish at the rim, was not able to get that one to fall. Rebound, John Brown. Sanders pushing the ball up the middle of the court. Sanders to the right wing to McLean. Bounce pass inside to Ferguson, and this time Curry's going to get called with the foul. Team foul number 2 against the Lions.
And number 3 for Curry.
Yeah,
so that's why Diashia's coming in for Timmons. They're going to keep Curry out there.
So you're talking about Hunter with 7, Thomas with 6, and Jefferson with 8. You just got to find someone to find a way to get a couple of easy baskets to fall. Ferguson spin move in the lane, kick it back out. Reset. Ferguson has it. Ball in the hands up top to Trammell. No, I'm sorry, that was Sanders. As McLean fires from the top, shot no good that time. And here it is, another opportunity for the Lions to take another step closer.
You know, if you can get a bucket here at 6 points, 6 points to me is 2-possession game.
So the Lions have done what they needed to do, you know, in terms of overall scoring. In this quarter, they're outscoring them 10-7. It's the first quarter the Lions could possibly win in this game. As Hunter walks into a 3, can't get that one to fall, but good rebounding attempt by Jefferson. Couldn't corral it. It will be John Brown ball.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Double bonus. You got 5 fouls against John Brown. Don't settle from the outside. And, again, not having legs means you settle. You don't. It's not something that you physically go out there and say, I'm not going to do, Swick. This is one of those things where you just start to see it.
Right. And there's, you know, almost 3 minutes left. So I think you've got to get as close to the basket as possible. And if you get fouled, you get fouled.
Sanders now being covered now up top by Palmer. Palmer did a great job of defense, not giving her any room to breathe. Caitlin Ferguson on the curl inside, tries to pass it down low, pass is tipped out of bounds. Good job. Nice job on the Langston defense in the half court. Again, this is a team on the course of the year that holds their team at least 10 to 15 points less on field goal percentage in the game. Minimum. There have been games where they've held teams 20 to 25% of what they normally average. And we're seeing flashes of it, just not consistently being done. Up fake by DT in the lane. Step back. Shot is pretty. Knocking it down by Deasia Thomas.
Beautiful shot selection. He kind of made the defender think she was going to go inside, but she stepped back, took the mid-range, and knocked it down. Big shot.
Lions down by 6. Right now, she's noting that Snodgrass is not on the floor right now, taking a breather. So that's going to be big. She's going to have a big fourth quarter to put the Lions away. Inside pass. Nice job. Scoop shot underneath, and she gets it to roll in there. Merkel.
Wow, Merkel made a play. Deasia's got her in height by 3-4 inches. Merkel, that was a heck of a shot. That was just good play.
8-point advantage now. Jefferson lines up another 3. Side rims that one, shot no good. They throw it ahead. Caitlin Ferguson with a breakaway. To the glass she goes, and she scores. Caitlin Ferguson now has 20-plus in this game. She's got 21.
Yeah, got beat down the floor. You know, you're not able to get back on defense as quickly as you want to, and as they're used to doing.
So Hunter on the left gets it down low to Curry. Curry kicks it. Thomas again, mid-range James. Curry with the rebound. Nice rebound by Curry. Power game by Curry. She's fouled and will go to the free throw line with 16 seconds left on the shot clock that time. She went to work after getting the rebound, the offensive rebound, and that's something that we've got to see more of from the Lions in the second half of this game. And the Lions were down by 10 in the rebounding category. Now, Swig, that number's starting to change. It's now down 7, which means we're starting to see better effort from the Lions in the second half.
Right, and that was great effort by Layla Curry.
Couldn't get that rebound to fall there.
You could tell the crowd just goes super quiet when she shoots. Everybody kind of holds their breath.
They just kind of wanted. This is her first opportunity at the free throw line. So right now trying to go 1 of 2, and she knocks that one down, shoots it with confidence. She's got 6 in the game, and the lead slowly but surely is starting to come down. The Lions would love to get it under 5 going into the fourth.
Yeah, a minute left in the third here, down 9. Got to get a stop.
Trying to work the ball up top. Sanders, how gets it up top. Merkel being guarded by Timmons. Timmons knocks it loose. Merkel recovers.
Timmons is just working down there as an on-ball defender.
McClain up fake. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Nice block there by Jermani Harris. Now to work it. Hunter going to swing it over. Harris thought about it. Fires it from the outside. Shot no good. Rebound Layla Curry. Rebound Timmons. She can't get it. Timmons finds a way to get it again. Lions maintain possession.
Boards.
Now working it. Palmer in the lane. Palmer gets inside. Will draw a foul with 11 seconds on the shot clock, but an extended possession by the Lions. That's what you want. They keep putting together excellent effort. They're still showing the fight and the heart of a champion team that this is, and continuing to try to fight their way through.
Well, you know the saying, 4th time's a charm.
Is that okay? That was great. You got a shirt on that? Palmer at the free throw line now.
Well, and it's only a charm if she can make both free throws.
And Palmer does not get that one. And it's kind of hard to believe Palmer has not scored in this game.
What are we shooting here free throw-wise?
Free throw-wise in the game, 7 of 11 right now.
All right.
63%.
Not as bad as it feels like sometimes. And then
okay, you say that and you miss.
I know.
Broadcaster jinx, you just can't help it. 18 seconds to go. Working the ball around. Sanders trying to get into the round of Harris. Harris still covering. They're trying to get the ball to Ferguson. Ferguson has it with 9 seconds. Back to Sanders. Palmer covering. 6 seconds. Shot clock turned off, of course. Merkel tries to find a lane. Merkel off the glass. Can't get it to fall, and that will be the end of the third. The Lions do manage to outscore them and cut into the lead. 13-11 in the third. So on to the fourth we will go. We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. 10 minutes left, and this Lady Lion to have an opportunity to extend one of the nation's longest winning streaks right now, and more importantly, to remain undefeated at home. The Lions have done a great job this season defending home court. This is a team, it's an uncharacteristic offensive game for this team, and because the offense is not, the opportunities on the defensive end, they have not been able to lock in as they normally have, and that's a credit to a great and sensational game by Caitlin Ferguson and Sarah Snodgrass. Both of them have combined today for 33 points of the team's 46.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in pregame. We hit the nail on the head. Those are your two best options, and if both get going, they're tough to beat, and that's what's happened. Lady Lions are down by 9. They're making headway. They were down 11 at half.
So, right.
So now they're down 9.
What a steal at the top. Jermani Harris comes away with it, does it on the defensive end, and gets the steal and the deal.
Big-time play by Harris. Hustle play to cut it to 7. Maybe this sparks something.
And we'll have to see, can the Lions make an early run in this game to make it interesting, as on the other end, getting across the screen, nobody covering at the top as Sanders find an easy path for a jump shot.
Got to work through those screens and be able to switch, and just wasn't anybody there. Gave him an open shot. They took advantage of it.
Harris usually can get something going. Let's see if she's got it in her tank today. Nice block that time by Trammell. This time, great work by Harris to get the steal. Now back to Hunter. Hunter inside to Timmons. Timmons with the bucket.
I was sitting there going, why isn't Hunter shooting? Shoot the ball. But she was waiting for her teammates, saw the lane, took full advantage. Back to 7.
Snodgrass comes up. Can the Lions put back-to-back stops on the table? Sanders now being guarded by Hunter right now. Ball up top. Back in the hands of Ferguson. Trying to get it back to McClain. McClain wants to set the screen. Now McClain now has it. Ball in the hands. Harris covering Snodgrass. Snodgrass drives inside, and they're going to call a blocking foul, and Snodgrass took and hit her head. Hope she's all right. Her teammate says she's all right, but Harris is still down. Harris took the worst of it. She was off balance, and she seems to be okay.
Jamari Harris has been just grinding on the defensive end. Credit her effort level. Both teams giving it all maximum effort. This is hard-fought basketball. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see.
Are we calling an intentional foul here? Or
well, I don't think anything was intentional.
Okay.
That is
technical foul has been assessed. And the only thing that I can think of is maybe something that might have been said.
Has to be, because there was no, I mean, listen, we were sitting there watching, and there was no maliciousness of anything. It had to be some sort of verbal
comment or something.
Yeah.
After the initial foul was done. So Snodgrass at the free throw line. Today she's 1 of 3 from that spot. Front rims that one.
So they'll get another free throw in the basketball.
Right. So as it is right now, so Snodgrass sets, fires, knocks down the second one, puts the lead back up to 8. And now coming to the free throw line.
So they're going to give Snodgrass the free throws for the foul called. Now here's the technical free throws.
Okay, being shot by Sanders.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, so we've got it. Just got to try to, figure that out. Now Sanders is starting to get into that. She's got 9 in the game. She might become the second or third John Brown player to get into double digits.
At the same time, this is not what you want to experience at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
No. The only thing good about this, if you're a Lion fan watching this broadcast, is yes, they got 4 points, but they didn't get any time off the clock. So, I mean, it's still 8:42, but now it's back up to 10. Now you're running out of opportunities, and you're going to give John Brown the ball back after the technical.
Well, we've yet to see the Lady Lions really go on a momentum run and take advantage of a swing that we're used to seeing all season long.
5-second call, great job.
Go.
So, again, the Lions doing great job, or did they call a timeout?
I think they called a timeout.
So a timeout was called on the floor by John Brown prior to the 5-second call. So, again, Sydney Webb doing a great job of understanding that her team was in trouble, and you don't want to give it. Because, again, when you saw that steal by Jermani Harris, that basket by Timmons, you could feel a little bit of life coming in by the Lions here, and then they turn around, and then they get 4 straight points. The two free throws, of course, on the foul by Harris against Snodgrass, followed by the 2 technical fouls, free throws, shot there, of course, by Abby Sanders, and the lead's back up to 10 now. And you just, if you're John Brown, you're like, don't get up off the mat. We want to keep you with our foots right down, right, as they say, on your throat or on your neck in this case, not giving you any room to breathe, and that's what they're trying to prevent.
Well, credit John Brown. They're doing a pretty good job. But also LU is kind of, it's like they're taking a step forward, take 2 steps back kind of thing going on today. But you're going to have games like this, and whether you win or lose, you're going to learn a lot. Now, you'd love to learn a lot and still not lose anything.
Right.
And so that's what's in front of them. They've got to figure out a way to get the momentum back. You saw the crowd kind of get into it after the Jamari Harris steal and score. You saw Timmons get the bucket on the lane run there. You've just got to figure out a way to string some of those together. And I think it's pretty obvious who you got to stop with John Brown. It's Ferguson. It's Snodgrass. And so let's see what happens. I mean, this is where you do kind of a little bit of a gut check and say, hey, I know we're tired. I know we got back at 4 in the morning yesterday.
Right.
I know we played a ton of games in a short amount of time. What are we going to do? Can you put it together for 8.5?
Right. Can you do it for 8 minutes? Can you play one great quarter and overlook and outdo the damage that was done in 3? We've seen the teams do it before. Timmons gets it off the Snodgrass miss. She throws it out. Harris going 1-on-3. She decides to pull back and let Nat Jones has it. Harris slows it down, 8:23 to go. It's almost to the point here, Swick, when we get around the 6 to 5 minute mark where you got to start making it count. So you still got a little bit of time. So right now still look for the best option is Palmer behind the back dribble inside.
Great job.
Backdoor cut by Harris to the basket. She gets an easy one. Lead back down to 8.
Here we go. That's exactly what they need. Well-executed play. Harris was found right under. That's the kind of shot you want to take, and she was successful. Now it's back on defense. 1 possession at a time.
Snodgrass and Ferguson running a 2-man game. Now the ball's on the right side. McClain now has it. Tries to dump it down. Back up top to Mindyman. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Harris covering. Snodgrass can't find any space. And no shot was got off. And Snodgrass did not know. And that is Chris Vincent Lion defense. 30 seconds of straight pressure on the ball.
Don't blink. Back at it. Now it's offense. Don't blink. Don't think about what just feed off it. Let's go. You've bought yourself an opportunity. You can now cut it to 6, maybe even a 5. And that's the goal on this possession. It's 1 possession at a time. That's how you make your comeback.
All right, Hunter with the bounce pass to Harris. Harris back out to Hunter. Hunter carves up the defense, drives down, tries to get it to Timmons. Now Nat Jones has it. De'Aunjanae Harden in the lane, inside to Timmons. Timmons kiss off the glass and scores. Timmons on a heater in the second half of the game. 6 points in the second half, and a timeout has been called as the lead is down to 6.
This is that momentum swing we've kind of been asking for, we've been waiting for. I'm not surprised that Coach Webb called the timeout right there. She felt it. She's trying to nip that in the butt right now. But you gotta keep feeding off your energy. Now you're down 6. Plenty of time to execute your game plan. You kind of gotten the crowd back into it. It felt like the crowd kind of fell asleep there for a while. But now fourth quarter, this is where the great teams step up. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. I know it's a cliche, but dang it, it's true.
No, it is true. It is true.
So this is where the great teams step up, and Coach Vincent is down there on the chalkboard. Looks like he's Picasso down there running, with his marker.
Here's the point of what we were trying to make. I said it during halftime. Points in the paint. Points in the paint at the first half, John Brown led 14-10. And again, that's for a team that was shooting more 3s than 2s. In the fourth quarter here, the Lions have not taken a three-point shot. They're shooting 80% because of the type of shots and the quality of shots they're getting. On top of that, points in the paint, in the second half, it's now 12-8 in favor of Langston. If they can find a way to continue to build on the interior scoring here, Swick, it will provide the opportunity to knock down some three-point shots later because John Brown's going to be collapsing.
If they're there, take it. But I love to see Ariana split those double teams.
Carving it up like butter.
And I thought she was going to go up. They kind of collapsed on her when she did split that double team. Made this small pass, bang, bang, boom, it's a bucket.
All right, full court pressure being, and she fell
It's
on the
LU
inbound pass.
basketball.
And Harris did a good job of trying to do English. She says Sanders is saying she was pushed on the play, but the officials did not call it. So it's a turnover on the other side of this, and now it is Langston basketball.
Great job, Harris.
Hunter now has it. Zone defense being applied now. They're swinging it around. Harris finding and feeling kind of frisky on her. Frisky meaning in terms of handling the ball, in terms of carving, and tries to find opportunities for her team to get easy baskets. Harris decides to fire a three, and she's getting it.
Did you see her call for it? She said, give me the basketball. I'm going to knock down this
She's got
shot.
9 in the game now. In the first half of this game, Jermani Harris.
Harris is feeling it. I know she got called on the reaching foul there, but she is in the zone right now.
It is a 3-point margin. The crowd in this building is starting to heat up a little bit. It is the third team foul called against the Lions right now, if I'm not mistaken. No fouls have been called against John Brown in the fourth, but it's a 3-point margin. Sanders now being guarded by Harris. Harris trying to cover. Pass up top in the hands of Trammell. Inside Ferguson. Ferguson's going to get fouled and will go to the free throw line trying to re-extend this lead. So it's team foul number 4.
Yeah, to be that close to the bonus with 6.5 left. Not ideal.
Not ideal, but
I'll take that and be down by 3, 4, 5 instead of down by 9 or 11 going into the fourth.
Nat Jones is going to head and take a breather as Layla Curry comes in. 6:37 to go. Lions down by 3. They have fought their way. They're outscoring them 11-6 now after that made shot by Ferguson. And it's worth noting, Ferguson had in the first half of this game, she had a total of 17 points.
Lighten it up.
And the second half of this game, if she knocks this down, it'll only be 5. The defense has made a difference by the Lions. Ferguson knocks it down, in which you knew she would. She's got 23.
Yeah.
So she scored 6 second-half points after scoring 17 in the first half. That's really been one of the key factors and differences in the game. Overall, Layla Curry back over to Hunter. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Harris drives, short, corner, shot. Harris still battling, comes up with the rebound, jump ball situation. Harris saying, is it Langston ball?
It is.
Langston ball,
It
and
is.
that's Harris making the
No,
extra.
they're saying, okay, change it. I thought the refs pointed LU direction, then he moved his other arm and pointed the other one.
So as it stands right now, it will honestly be John Brown ball.
Great effort by Jamari Harris, though. The girl is just doing anything she can to put her team in better position to put points on the board and retake this lead. Down 5.
And the officials are conversing down here, right here on the.
Well, and he pointed the LU's direction, and then he pointed the other way.
So that's what the discussion is. I thought it was Langston ball, and that's what Jermani Harris is pointing at. And the discussion here is when was the last jump ball? Chris Vincent eagerly waiting this.
And now they've got the.
And it's Langston ball.
There we go. Okay. He was right the first time. Credit Harris. Golly, she's been getting after it.
Done a tremendous job today. So zone defense going to be played here on the inbound, and the officials are still talking. Are they at this? Oh, substitution, or they're going to rotate to a different spot on the floor. Okay, here we are, set to go. Harris now catches it on the inbound, up fake, trying to find space against Sanders. Now Layla Curry kicks it over. Harden, Harris, and
something on the other side I didn't see. It was away from the ball.
So
They're going to call it on Layla Curry.
So offensive foul against Layla Curry. So that's the 15th foul. So on the next one from here on out, John Brown will get that. Ferguson took a shot on the hip.
Yeah, was it a screen, an illegal screen?
It was a screen.
Yeah, Ferguson's kind of limping. She's going to go to the bench real quick.
6:08 to go. Trust me, she will be back.
Yeah.
She will be back. There's
Yeah,
no way she's
I
not
agree.
getting back in this game. Going to work now. Ball deflected. Snodgrass now is going to have to be the primary option.
defense.
McClain now has it. Harton covering her in the backcourt. Across the timeline now.
Oh,
Trapped.
great job.
Ball's knocked out. Good job between Harden and Harris on that trap.
Harden kind of set it up, and Harris came on the backside to knock it down. They're going to keep possession, but you just got to be a nuisance. You got to be a disruptor. Any way you can affect the game.
Under 6 minutes to go. Bounce pass. Trying to get it in with a 5-second call. McClain now has it. Ball back in the hands of Sanders. Harris trying to cover. Sanders looking for space. Sanders now switch. Hunter now covering. Inside to Snodgrass. Snodgrass off the basket, and she gets a second opportunity. And that time Snodgrass.
Oh, and then the ball hit her in the head on the way back down. That's never good.
Looks like she's going to be all right, but she is going to go to the free throw line here.
Yeah.
Now today at the free throw line, Snodgrass is 2 of 5 with her 13 points. She hasn't had an exceptional shooting day. She's shooting 5 of 15 in the game, but it really matters what she does now in money time. And let's see what she does here. 48 to 53. She's trying to extend this lead, put more pressure on Langston. Snodgrass sets fire, shot is good.
I don't know.
14 points.
My gut says this game's going to come down to free throws in the last minute of the game.
And as you're saying that, as Snodgrass knocks down and goes 2 of 2, she's got 15. The key thing here is as Timmons comes out, DT comes in for the Lions, is that the Lions have yet to get to draw a foul in the fourth. So that's going to be a factor here. You've got to find a way to get there. And right now, John Brown's content with letting the ball roll. I mean, it was not a strong enough roll. They were trying to – the ball was going to roll dead there in the backcourt. But Hunter now has it. Harris step back and tries to get the ball. It's deflected out of bounds, trying to get the ball down low to Timmons.
Well, I like that Timmons and Thomas are in the game at the same time. Also, Ariana Hunter, you've got 3 players. They're great
What
job.
an easy money
Bang.
basket. Nobody covering. Deasia Thomas, she made herself available, and Hunter got the ball to her, and she scored.
Those 3 players tend to take high percentage shots, and that's what you need. You need easy buckets.
Hunter now with 5 assists in the game. Lead down to 5:24 to go. Ball working around. Merkel now has it to McClain. They're trying to get the ball on the box down to Snodgrass. Sanders up top. Harris harassing. Lions remain in man-to-man defense. Merkel, power game. Nice move against Deasia Thomas.
Yeah, that was impressive by Merkel. Merkel's made some pretty impressive shots despite being a little bit undersized compared to some of these bigger players for Langston.
She has 4 in the game, but they have been 2 huge shots at different times. Inside goes Hunter, carving up the defense, and there's going to be a foul, and it draws the first foul of the fourth here. So Hunter goes to the free throw line. Langston down 7. They just got to start chipping it away. We're under 5 now. All possessions matter.
And that's what I love most about Ariana Hunter's game is her ability to get to the rim, and whether she makes a shot or not, she's going to draw the foul. You've also got a size advantage with Deasia Thomas and Timmons in the game. Well, I think Timmons just took a seat, didn't she?
Yeah, she just came out for
Okay, so
Nat
Jones is also, super athletic, strong. She's really strong. So I like this lineup. I think you just got to keep doing what you're doing, but you got to get stops.
And more importantly, you got to make free throws unless Deasia Thomas does what she does there and bail you out and grab one. Grabs an offensive rebound now, and Nat Jones resets the
utilizing
offense.
her size.
Over to Harris. Harris up fakes, driving the lane. Swings it over to Jones. Jones wasn't able to maintain the pass. What a tough one right there, going there by Harris.
I almost threw my headset out the window, Maurice. Those are the type of mistakes you do not want to see at this point of the game. Now, down 7, but missed opportunity there by LU.
Jefferson now is checked into the game now. So we're trying to work this ball around, being covered by Hunter. And as we Have yet, and I told you she was going to be back in the game. Ferguson is back on this possession now. Ferguson being guarded by Jefferson. Switch. Now Harris has it. 4:22 to go. Bounce pass inside, and there's going to be 3 seconds in the lane called against Snodgrass right there. And the Lions, again, earn
Good
another.
defensive effort. I just don't want Ferguson to come off a screen in rhythm, catch the ball, and shoot it. She's been very successful at doing that today.
Ball now in Harris's hands. Still matching up on that 2-3 zone. Harris swings it back out to Jefferson. Cross court over to Hunter. Hunter laces a 3, and she nails it. Hunter explodes into double digits now. She's got 10 points and 5 rebounds in the game. Lead cut down to 4:07 to go. We're going to take a timeout here as well. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJL Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. And we are back. 4:07 to go. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call this afternoon. Lions are trying to chop down this massive tree, this amazing tree that Caitlin Ferguson, Sarah Snodgrass, and I also got to give some love to Abby Sanders. That three-headed monster in this game has been massively effective against Langston. But Langston has been clawing their way, fighting their way. Big shots just knocked down by Ariana Hunter. She's got 10 in the game to go with 5 assists. Let's see what they decide to do now. Jefferson now. The Lions are doing a great job of switching, but someone's got to pay attention. Wide open. Ferguson drifting, and she nails a shot. Ferguson now with a quarter in the game.
Yeah, fell for the fake and was able to make the move.
Palmer, Jefferson, and
reach-in foul there.
Reach-in foul is going to be called against number 25. Looks like Trammell. So that is her 4th personal foul.
Yeah,
so
she's
Merkel
coming
comes
out.
in.
Yeah, Merkel. Merkel's a little bit on the shorter side, but she's tough. She's another strong player with some pretty good post moves.
So up top, ball in the hands of Hunter. 3:40 to go. The Lions need a basket. Jefferson wheeling and dealing outside. Works the ball around. Jermani Harris fires from deep from the right wing. Shot no good, but it hit the top of the bottom of the shot clock. So that's considered out of bounds. So the Lions are down 6 and need to get a stop here. Merkel's going to throw it in. Lions are about to unleash their full court pressure here. They get the ball in. Sanders
making them
trap.
work for it.
Merkel now has it. Back to Sanders. They get across the timeline with about 3 seconds to spare on the shot clock. Pass to Ferguson. And the ball nearly knocked off Snodgrass there, but they're going to say it's off Palmer. And what's crazy is Palmer is 0 for 6 in this game, Swick. She has not scored.
Yeah, that's uncommon. I mean, she's got
Extremely.
the best three-point percentage of the team, not been able to find any rhythm offensively.
So Layla Curry comes back to the game. She's got 4 fouls. The foul situation 5-2. Sanders up there up top. Pass to Merkel. Thomas covering. Inside, Merkel swings it.
That's
and they're going to
travel.
call a traveling call.
That's travel.
So the Lions get one out of that. So the Lions down 6, 3:07 to go. The object, just score on the other end. Just score.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in this game.
Now the Lions are choosing to roll the ball up, and John Brown's not stepping out because they don't want to get out of defensive position. So now DT has it. She turns around and fires, and a beautiful move by De'Asia Thomas.
And why not? Right, wide open, right there at the free throw line. Took full advantage, mid-range jumper. It's right down her lane, her forte.
So she's got 12 in the game. Lions down by 4, 2:45 to go. Can they get another stop? Jefferson stepping out on Sanders.
Job, Jefferson.
Ferguson now being guarded by Curry. Swing over to Merkel. Back up top to Sanders. She up fakes. Wide open again goes Caitlin Ferguson, and she knocks down a big three-point shot.
That was deep.
62 to 55 now. That pushes the lead back up to 7. So the Lions need a basket here. And this time contact by McLean. Team foul number 3.
Yeah.
So with 2:15 to go, you're at the point here you need baskets and stops.
And you can't really foul because every foul you make is going to put them at the free throw line.
Palmer now has it. Jefferson fires for 3. Shot off the wing, no good. Rebound by Snodgrass. Here comes John Brown pushing the ball ahead. The ball's knocked loose. Palmer comes away with the steal. Ball in the hands now of Hunter. Hunter, 2-on-2, decides to slow it down and back it up. Ball back in the hands of Jefferson. And Hunter laces up a 3 from the corner. Straight cash for Hunter. And she gets it back, and the lead is back down to 4, 1:51 to go.
What a bucket. I mean, who do you go to in crunch time is players like Ariana Hunter, who rises to the occasion when you need her most, making a play for her team to get within 4.
You talked about it in the game on Thursday against College of the Ozark, how money and how important Ariana Hunter was.
Yeah, and, she's showcasing her outside shooting. But what I love most about her is just her ability to create a shot, split double teams, attack the rim. But she's a complete player. She also leads the team in rebounds, as well as being second on the team in scoring. But being that you don't have Janiah Tucker tonight, you got to lean on Ariana Hunter. And, again, this team is gassed. They played a ton of basketball games, so it's just about having just enough internal fortitude to go out here and finish the job. Now, it's minute 51, down 4. There's still work to be done.
Merkel's going to throw it in, and the full court pressure being unleashed by the Lions right now. Ball in the hands, and it's going to be stolen on the inbound. DT tries to get the shot up, can't get it to fall. Ball trickles out of bounds, and it's going to be Langston ball.
That's the right call. Her foot was on the line. I'm talking about John Brown when she grabbed the basketball. That's the right call. Lady Lions going to have an opportunity. Get a stop now. You got to score here.
So Merkel comes out, and Trammell comes back in for size purposes. Going to get the ball in the hands of Jefferson. Jefferson lines up a 3 shot, no good that time.
It looked so good.
Palmer tries to get it, but McLean ends up with it. 1:38 to go in the game. Lions down 4. They need a stop. Sanders being guarded by Hunter.
And you can't foul.
Jefferson stepping out now, covering Sanders. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Caitlin Ferguson inside to Snodgrass. She turns and fires. Shot no good. Rebound, DT. Ball ahead by Jefferson. She's pushing it over to Alyssa Palmer. Now back in the hands of Thomas. Inside the lane goes Hunter. Kiss off the glass. Shot no good. Rebound battling. Now it's in the hand. Jefferson wide open. 3. No shot. And that ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be John Brown ball. And this time Chris Vincent says he wants to review it. With 1 minute to go, he said he wants to review that. He believes the ball was off John Brown. They're going to call a timeout, and he's going to challenge it. But
now, I'm wondering, can Sydney Webb challenge here? And she wanted a reaching foul on Langston. And to be honest, I'm going to call a spade a spade. It was really, really close. But if the ball was off of –
well, okay, we're at the court here. So here's the situation. First of all, let's just talk about the opportunity the Lions weren't able to catch up.
Right.
A beautiful steal on the inbound. If Layla Curry gets just one of those, 2 shots at the apple, she wasn't able to get it to fall there. But if she gets that to fall, it's a 2-point game.
Yeah.
And it makes this play here all that more important because now it's a 4-point margin. A possession, you're talking about with 1 minute, there's 2 possessions left in terms of time.
Right.
So you're forced right now, Swig, to find a way to get one and get a quick one to give yourself another chance to get a stop.
Yeah. Your next offensive possession is a must. You got to figure out a way. So it'll be interesting because I'd love to see the replay on my end because I did think that there was some contact there that was worth a possible reach-in foul, but no call was made.
Right.
So you can't review a no call, but you can review if they touched it last out of bounds. It's close. I mean, I'd have to see the review. Chris Vincent seems to think it was his Lady Lions basketball and that it was John Brown that touched it last,
the
but
official
it's
on
close.
the floor is basically saying that he had pointed that it indicated that I think it's Langston ball. I think it is, but we're going to find out here. It could very well be John Brown ball because it was a close call. It was a bang-bang play.
Here we go.
So the officials are discussing it here at center court. Waiting on the call. This is the one that makes you the angst moments overall in this moment right here.
Yeah, everybody's holding their breath.
John Brown has gone scoreless in the last minute and 34 seconds.
Here we go. They're going to bring both coaches in.
So the discussion is here. I mean, Swig, I just want to be courtside, man.
I know. Soon, my friend. Soon.
Because right now you just want to know what the call is.
Yeah.
And the way that they're going,
Yeah.
it looks
John
like
Brown.
it's Langston. It's John Brown ball.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 68-52. So the Lions have a chance. If they can steal on the inbound here, they can see where
you got to get a stop. You got a 30-second shot clock. You got to get a stop. Got to get the ball back. Period.
So challenging, trying to get the ball inbound to Snodgrass. Snodgrass has it in the backcourt. Palmer covering. Snodgrass behind the back dribble, trying to clear pass as she gets past Palmer. Trap at the top. Sanders now has it. Layla Curry stepping out on her. Trying to find space. 19 seconds on the shot clock, 48 on the game clock.
And they're trying to milk this shot clock. And
again, they don't have to shoot it. They're up 4.
Oh, stolen!
Nice job. Curry now has it. They've got to get a quick one. Ball in the hands of Hunter. Carving up the defense, going to the lane. Shot.
Oh.
No foul on the play. Looks like they're going to get a credit for a steal there by Trammell. And that time, Jermani Harris is going to foul on the player taking it up with 24.6 seconds to go.
Gosh, it looked like
Hunter had it, and I'm going to say that must have been a block by Trammell on the other end. There was no foul call. Hunter didn't look. You know, I look for the player reaction sometime as well. She didn't look like it was a foul. It looked like, you know,
it was a clean
block by Trammell.
Yeah, and it's tough from our angle because it could have gone either way, but no whistle was blown. So that's the situation. We got a little bit of DeAsia's needs some help from the trainers. So they're going to get her out of the game here in a minute.
So DeAsia Thomas is going to take a moment out of the game real quick here. 62-58, 24.6 seconds to go. And the crazy part of this whole game as it is right now, Swig, is you're talking about total points scored. The Lions have, you're talking about they've scored 34 points against 28. They've outscored them in the second half. It's just not enough to overcome it.
Well, here's the theme that's been the theme the whole game. There's a 4-point difference. That's 2 possessions. Langston shot 35% again, just like they did last game.
I mean,
47% from John Brown.
So let's not talk about lack of effort either, because the Lions have shot 52% in the fourth. So, I mean, they've shot considerably better in the second half of this game. But it's one of those things when you look at the total number that we're seeing here, it's just been a difficult for them to overcome. They've missed that one shot that brings you close. You get all the way to the rim, and then it's just a little short.
We've seen entirely too many close-range shots that just didn't fall in the hoop. There's no doubt we've seen plenty of those tonight. Now you can chalk it up to whatever reasoning you want. It's just some days it's like that, especially when they played enough basketball these past several days and
here
done
it is.
the amount of traveling.
Somebody's going to say the Lions defense didn't play that well. No, I'm going to beg to differ with you on a lot of that. You know why? The Lions have forced 27 turnovers today. They've scored 32 points off those turnovers. But it hasn't been enough because they have not been able to get the shots that they need to fall when they need to fall. Sanders is at the free throw line right now. So you've got Simon and Timmons as Jermani Harris comes out of the game with 24.6 seconds. And that's just to make sure we get the rebound. We'll see how long Chris Vincent stays with this. So shot. by Sanders. She
All right.
misses that one. So even if it's 5, Swick, it's still a 2-possession game.
Yeah, and then you really had to have her miss at least one. She's done that.
And she goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line this time. Sanders now has 11 points in the game. And now 24 seconds, shot clock turned off. Layla Curry fires a 3. Wide right on that shot. Inside shot is good on a great rebound there by Hunter. Hunter with 15 points. She got the rebound. She outworked and got underneath Trammell and scored it.
I didn't even see her down there. Like, you saw the John Brown blue jerseys. She was on the other side. I thought Layla just missed that shot bad and there was nobody there. But, my gosh, what a play. And now it's a one-possession game. Now, do you foul here if you're John Brown? I'm sorry. You're going to have offense. You're going to have possession of the ball. If you're OU, you've got to foul.
Right. So
you've got to make them prove it.
The two people typically you don't want to foul is Ferguson's an 83% foul shooter. Snodgrass is a 73% foul shooter.
Right.
Although today she's 4 of 7, but you don't want to mess with that.
No.
So Sanders is 3 of 4.
I don't want to go to Sanders because Sanders was just there. So I'd rather go somebody that hadn't shot a free throw in a while. And, I don't know exactly who's going to touch the ball for them, but if it's somebody else other than Snodgrass, Ferguson, or Sanders, I'm fouling immediately.
Well, if you can, you want to try and put Trammell,
But beggars can't be choosers. You've got 17 seconds left. So.
Well, no, you don't. You don't have a chance to just look at who you're going to.
Right, exactly.
The first rule, steal the inbounds.
Right.
Steal the inbounds and get the shot off the glass and get to the free throw line with the clock stopped. That's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do is as soon as you get in the game, you just got to try to make sure that you're not fouling the hottest.
Here we go.
They're trying to put the ball in the hands of Ferguson right now.
Yeah, they're trying to find Ferguson. Oh, come on.
5-second call. Come on.
Come on.
Be close.
Oh, she called a timeout. Coach Webb was right there ready to fire it out. I felt it, though. I felt it. Smart move by Coach Webb.
Now, the interesting part about this is when we start looking at how this game has overall turned out. Langston has outscored them 5-1 in the last 2:13 of this game. The Langston defense has been solid in the fourth quarter. John Brown is still shooting at a high percentage, but their shot quantity is down. They are 4 of 7. They've only had 7 shots in the fourth quarter, but they have been beautifully executing from the free throw line. 8 of 10 attempts in the fourth. They're shooting 80% at this stage in the game. In the game, it's 73. But the Lions are going to have to cover and smother again to see if they can deny the entry pass to Ferguson again. So Nat Jones going to try and throw the ball in. Harden covering Snodgrass. They're going to have to foul. 13 seconds on the clock.
Got to foul.
Sanders.
Foul.
So ball back in the hands, and they're finally going to get
Okay,
ball
they're going to put
Sanders.
Hey, if I had my choice between Sanders, Ferguson, or Snodgrass, I'm going to go Sanders.
And Sanders today has been 3 of 4. She just missed her first one on that last opportunity here. And if she goes 1 of 2, your object is hoping that she misses 1. But
well, you're hoping she misses 2. Now, if she misses this and you get a rebound, you call timeout immediately.
Right, exactly. Because you still got a chance to get to overtime. 9 seconds to go. Sanders misses the first free throw.
A lot of pressure here.
And she knocks down the second one. So it's now a 2-possession game. 9 seconds to go. The Lions got to fire up a shot.
Shoot it.
Hunter for 3 from the left wing. Shot no good. Hunter inside. Tries to go around the rim. Harden gets that one to fall as time expires, and John Brown is going to win this game 64-62.
Oh, goodness. Now, this is only the 6th loss in Chris Vincent's history at Langston. He is 54-6 in under 2 years. I think this is their first loss at home for the season. It's not, anytime you lose a game, it's a tough pill to swallow. But I think there are little silver linings within this loss that you can use to make yourself a better team.
Well, that's true. But the crazy thing about it, first of all, let's just give John Brown their flowers, first of all. They improved on the season to 11-5. They've
Right.
won their second consecutive game, something they have not done basically since the beginning of the season. They put back-to-back team wins together, and John Brown has stopped the winning streak that Langston had over him. But this has been typical of John Brown versus Langston, especially on the girls' side.
It always is a good game when these two teams play.
So they improved to 5-8 on the road, but I'm sure, when we start talking about Coach Webb, she's going to be happy that her team stepped up and made the play. Now, let's deal with it from, I want to give also love to Caitlin Ferguson, who finished the game with 28 points, a basket shy of 30, along with Snodgrass with 15 and Sanders with 12. But from the Langston perspective, for more than 2 months, you fought like the Dickens to get recognized by the national media. You finally get ranked to number 20th. You have one of the nation's longest winning streaks, and then you fall at home to John Brown. Now, nobody's going to care that you played 5 games in 9 days. Nobody's going to care.
Right.
But how does this team respond? They needed a break. And this is a game, as you said earlier, Swick, it's about legs. It's about them playing those amount of games. You're down one of your star scorers, and everybody fought hard, played well in the second half. You just weren't able to overcome because you dug yourself too big of a hole.
Well, and, how many possessions did each team get? A bunch. And there was a 2-point difference.
Right.
Those are the losses that kind of sting because you had opportunities. And you had some things working against you. We talked about the schedule, the travel, getting back, not having Janiah Tucker. There was a lot of things that you could make excuses for, but you talk to Coach Chris Vincent, he's not going to give you that excuse. He's not going to come out and say, well, we didn't have Janiah Tucker. If we didn't come back at 4 in the morning last night, he's not going to do that. He's saying we didn't execute, we got to learn from it. And so that's the type of culture that he's built here at LU. It's no excuses. We're going to hold each other accountable, and we're going to be better going forward. And I think that this team could use a reality check. I talked to him about complacency and what it feels like when you win 15 in a row. Boy, the roses smell great. You wake up in the morning, you feel like $1 million. This is a team that wasn't put together last year when they won their 31 games last year. You can't say, hey, look back on how they ran it last year. A lot of these players weren't on there. Only 3 were on this team last year, and they were redshirted, so it's not the same. I think that, this team is learning a valuable lesson, and it sucks that you have to put another loss in the win column, but it's only the 6th in under 2 years.
Right.
Again, 54-6. But there's lessons to be learned. He's going to make sure that they learn them, and they're going to be better for it going forward.
And if you're a Langston fan, the opportunity is still there. You have a game against Texas Wesleyan next week, but you also have Nelson College at home. And why would that matter? Because Nelson College was 1 game behind Langston coming into today. Depending on the result of that Nelson game, may determine the conference regular season title. May come down to what happens next Saturday right here.
Well, I'm here to tell you it's probably going to do that. I mean, this USAO Nelson game has a lot of implications when it comes to conference champion. And you want to win it outright, but boy, the Sooner Athletic Conference is so competitive.
And this is just an example of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That anybody can get you at any point in time. So it's going to be fun to watch, I can tell you, the rest of the season.
The LU player of the game will be Ariana Hunter. In this game, she finished with 15 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals in the game. But they're not even anywhere close to this game if they don't come out victorious when it's all said and done. So we're going to wrap it up for this game here, take a break, and then come back in about 7 minutes and get you set for the boys' game in just a minute here. So today's game, the streak comes to an end, but the great thing about it is you can start another one. So the Lions will look forward to doing that as John Brown wins by the final score today of 64 to 62. He's James Quick. I'm Maurice Prince. You've been listening to Langston Lion Women's Basketball, presented by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. We'll see you in a minute.